So let's call to order the Mobile Source Committee meeting here, January 19th, 9 a.m. in CC8. And we would like, just as we call to order, to welcome our newest member, Supervisor Solis, who's making herself available to the refreshments. I'm not sure if Dr. Parker is going to join us today. He has asked me to assume the chair duties for this morning. The first item is on progress report of the electric lawnmower rebate program, the new and improved. All right, and Baskin will run us through that.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Members of the committee. This item is a progress report of year-round electric lawnmower rebate program. This committee, at its February meeting last year, approved the modification of electric lawnmower exchange program into a year-round rebate format. The committee also directed staff to provide a progress report after first 6 months of implementation. We're waiting for the slides, I guess.
I got that.
All right, for 14 consecutive years, the district has implemented electric lawnmower exchange program for residents in the South SCAQMD region. The program required the public to pre-register to attend one of the several exchange events where they would turn in their old gasoline lawnmower and purchase a cordless zero-emission electric lawnmower at a discounted price. And during these years, over 55,000 gasoline lawnmowers have been exchanged for cordless zero-emission electric lawnmowers during 101 exchange events in 4 counties. However, the program experienced declining numbers in exchanges specifically for the last 2 consecutive years in a row. And one of the main reasons was due to severe drought conditions in the state of California. As a result, government agencies, water districts responded by offering incentive to remove lawns as well as limiting residential watering. Another reason we think is market saturation. When the program was originally initiated 14 years ago, there were only a handful of companies who manufactured battery electric lawnmowers. However, today there are over 25 companies that manufacture this kind of electric lawnmowers with different brands, and many of them are available for purchase either online or at home hardware stores or at home improvement centers. So to respond to these challenges, staff modified the program by offering a year-round rebate. The new program, which started last year, was launched on Earth Day, April 22nd, works in the following way. The residents have the flexibility to purchase any brand, any battery electric lawnmower, and within 60 calendar days, they have to turn in their old gasoline lawnmower, one up to SCAQMD approved dismantles for permanent destruction. And once an online application has been submitted to SCAQMD, the district issues a rebate check based on the purchase price of the new electric lawnmower. The following is the purchase, the rebate amounts based on the purchase price of the new electric lawnmower and does not include costs such as taxes as well as delivery charges. So if the purchase price is $250 or less, the rebate amount is $150, and anything which is more than $250 up to $400, the rebate amount is $200, and if the purchase price is more than $400, the rebate amount is $250. As I mentioned, the program was kicked off last year in April, late April, and during the first 7 months of program implementation, staff processed 315 rebates. This bar chart shows on a monthly basis the applications that were received and processed. And if you see the first 3 months during summertime, it brought more highest number of rebates, steadily decreasing over the last 3 months, which are cooler months. So the number of rebates, we had 315 up to within the 7 months period. More than 100, residents from over 100 cities within 4 counties responded to this program by purchasing new electric lawnmowers. And from this chart, which shows that 39% of the participants were from LA County, 29% were from Orange County, 17% from San Bernardino, and 15% were from Riverside. The number of participants by rebate amount, nearly 93% of the participants purchased the higher amount of lawnmower, which equates 7%. They purchase only $250 or less. And average cost of electric lawnmower is between $300 to $400. So that's why we see 53% of the respondents, purchase those kind of lawnmowers. As far as in-store versus online purchase, 53% of the participants purchased their lawnmowers at hardware and home improvement stores versus 47% purchased online. And as far as the brands and the number of lawnmowers, total Ego and Ryobi were number 1 and 2 brands that were purchased, followed by Greenworks and Cobalt. And all these brands are sold on Amazon.com and stores like Home Depot and Lowe's. So those are the top 4, and total 13 brands were sold during the 7 months. As far as location in store, nearly 2/3 of the participants purchased their electric lawnmowers at Home Depot, followed by Lowe's stores. And as far as online purchases, nearly 50% of the participants purchased their electric lawnmowers by visiting HomeDepot.com, as well as Amazon, and followed by Lowe's. As far as our outreach efforts, a short video was placed on our website starting last April, describing the program. And with that, there were over 10,000 emails were sent to SCAQMD newsletter subscribers. Staff notified Home Depot and Lowe's and other lawn and garden stores. We notified all the lawnmower manufacturers, distributors, and dealers in 4 counties. And newsletters were, as far as staff notified during the community and environmental events about this program. With that, in summary, I would say year-round rebate program has been well received because the public has the flexibility to purchase the lawnmower make and model within the desired price range. The consumer has further flexibility of purchasing the mower either online or at a local retail outlet at their convenience. And the rebate amount was number 1 thing we found out that residents purchased the electric lawnmower based on our survey we did. We had 5 questions in our online application, and overwhelmingly SCAQMD's website and emails were the primary method that participants were informed about the program. The program was nearly at par with the previous lawnmower exchange program. If we compare the numbers, in 2016, the district exchanged 592 lawnmowers during exchange events. Last year, in 2017, as I mentioned,
we run out of lawnmowers pretty quick.
Were processed
it may be time to fold the program because they're available, they're out. Most of the market that wants them has them.
Yeah, maybe 1 more year.
The previous program.
Call it done.
However, all the transactions were done electronically as far as the rebate application process, the submittal, the evaluation, the approval process, as well as the customer communication. And with that, less time and resources are spent to administer this year-round rebate program. As far as future program enhancements, we will host on-site scrapping events at Home Depot or other retail stores. We will increase the number of designated scrapping facilities, including lawn and garden stores. We will provide signage at scrapping locations, which we already started doing that, to promote the lawnmower rebate program. And we will enhance in-store advertisements with large home improvement stores. And last week, we were informed by Southern California Edison that they will have, starting next month, they will have inserts in their electricity bills informing about this program. So that's something we do. We've just renegotiated with them, and it's free of charge for us. So that concludes my presentation. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yeah, thank you for the
In
presentation.
Riverside?
Very interesting. I just had a question about if we have information regarding zip codes, where these actual events were taking place, the Home Depots. What I'd like to better understand is the outreach effort, where people are actually going in the stores or online, and I'd like to know if in Los Angeles County we can take a look at zip codes, because I think that might help me better understand if we're really hitting some of the very underserved communities, and I want to know what their participation rates have been in this program.
With
I didn't see me.
the program you mentioned,
Yeah.
we have the zip codes, definitely. We can provide you that within LA County, because every application comes, we have the mailing address as well as the residence address. We can provide that to you, no problem.
And just one note, I know that you had several outreach efforts.
Yes,
And I saw that there was one in San Gabriel Valley, Monrovia.
yes.
So I'm hoping that as you look at this coming year, that you could expand in the unincorporated areas, like East Los Angeles
Yes.
and the southeast area of Los Angeles, if possible. So that would maybe add, instead of just one in Monrovia, to look at areas where we know the usage is very high. So I would like to see perhaps some better mapping of that, and how we can help and work with you and the staff.
We will do that. No problem.
Appreciate the presentation.
Thank you.
Supervisor Ashley, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yes. Yes, thank you. Good presentation. Eventually, we're going to run out of mowers. How long do you think the program was going to have to continue before we shut it down?
This is on a continuous basis. We just spent, we have probably monies funded probably for the next 2 years, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, after 2 years, we'll take a look at it and see where we are then, huh?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Fred, did you want to add something?
That's,
Judy?
I just wondered how many locations we have for scrapping the old mowers. Is that easy for them to do? Can they
Yes.
just do it at Home Depot, or do they?
No, we have 15 locations, and most of them are PQ Park locations. Those are licensed scrappers that they take everything from vehicles, any kind of metal. So
trying to make that easier, right?
yes, we're trying to go ahead and do at lawn and garden stores, smaller facilities, so they can have better accessibility, rather than going to a big scrapyard.
Yeah, I think that would be good. 15 locations over 4 counties is not a lot.
Over 10,000 square miles.
Right. But so I would think that would be part of the program, that we can increase those
That's
locations.
one of our enhancements that we're trying to do.
Good, okay.
Go ahead, Larry.
Do we verify that they've been scrapped? You know, we turn them into a scrap
We have a
facility?
mutual of understanding with the licensed scrappers, the ones that we have been approved, that when they receive these old gasoline lawnmowers, they have to scrap it.
I understand that.
Well,
But
we
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have.
Just trusting
The question is, do they get the rebate before they get this, they scrap them, or after?
No, they have to have a verification, a letter from the scrapper. The scrapper has to stamp on it and sign it and date it. And they sent that to us, and we believe that they're gonna scrap it.
Yeah.
And
So
in
we
the verification form.
We trust them that they're scrapping it rather than reselling it.
Board Member McAllen, the scrapper that we are using, Pick Your Part,
is not specifically just for our lawnmower program. We have verified them for our truck replacement programs, construction equipment, mower, and on those, we have actually our inspectors that many times they go and do checks here and there. Their stake is much more than 1 or 2 lawnmowers, not to scrap, and there's no benefit in that. Also, by scrapping those, then they sell the metal and make money out of that. So we don't believe there is any reason for them to cheat, especially when they sign and provide us evidence.
Well, I say it's under penalty of perjury, I believe, in terms of their statements they provide to us. That's true, but
So I have questions on the outreach, and I know that, I mean, we were concerned last time, that's why we wanted you to come back, about how this program would actually work. It seems to be working okay, perhaps not, as much as it could do. I was wondering, I didn't see anything about social media outreach, and I was really wondering, I mean, we have quite a bit of data here, and we might even be able to get some of the people who have taken advantage of this program, especially the ones who have the most followers and as well networked on social media as possible, to do 15-second videos about how great it is, and them using their lawnmower and with a check or something like that would make it really visual and perhaps even get to a segment of people we're not reaching now. So I would encourage you to look into that possibility and maybe using the data creatively to do that.
yeah, absolutely, Dr. Liu. I think that the way the program was structured before, where it was sort of a semi-annual event or quarterly event, a periodic event, versus the year-round accessibility and the ease of use, the transition over the last year, I think, has demonstrated that
it can work.
It can work. And that frees up resources from our perspective to work on a lot of other issues.
Well,
but on the Twitter feed,
go ahead.
well, on the Twitter feed, we're actually working very aggressively, and I think it's an area that we're constantly trying to improve. In part, we're looking at improving our communications outreach, and this is certainly one of those, along with many of the other efforts that we're trying to improve that social media use.
Well, I found it interesting that, I mean, there's so many brands available now. I mean, before we had 1, maybe 2 brands, and we would make those available. We'd have them bring a bunch to the events. But now people are choosing from, what you said, there are more than 25 manufacturers. Right. And I noticed, quite honestly, that the brands that people are buying are not necessarily the ones that we were offering. That's true. So this is a big improvement in that way in terms of providing people what they want. So that was really good. The other thing we can do to continue to promote it is, we do a lot of events, and other people do events. We have a lot of elected officials we have very good contact with who do events. I mean, when we have, events, we should bring, demonstration mowers and the rebate stuff and hand it out and just do what we can to do that. But we should probably ask if there's any members of the public who want to speak on this information item before we move on. Any other questions or comments?
Just a comment, I assume our outreach is more than just in English?
In Spanish and English, the flyers.
What about Asian?
Exactly, we're doing Monterey Park.
Rose meat.
What about Korean, hopefully, and then?
Korean and Vietnamese.
Sure, definitely. We will
Not
do
just
that.
Chinese, but Vietnamese.
At this present time, we
And
have
Cambodian and Long Beach.
in English.
Let us come back with budget estimates and see what we
Good.
take.
Well, that's right, but we don't have anyone from Norway here.
Not a big settlement is there.
Okay.
Only a few of us.
Do you speak Norwegian?
No.
Okay then. I was just curious. All right, if we don't have anything else on this item, we just takes us straight into written reports, which are receive and file, I believe, for items 2 and 3. And if there's any other business, hearing none. Public comment period on any items not related to items that were on the agenda. Any members of the public would like to address the Mobile Course Committee? Well, if not, we are adjourned in record time at 9:20 a.m.
Dr. Liu?
Oh, hey.
Dr. Liu, we would like to raise one issue.
Oh, we have other business now. See what happened there, Supervisor?
It's on agenda item number 6.
The next monthly meeting, February 16th, 2018, which I should mention before we adjourn.
Yeah.
Is
go ahead.
this?
So what we expect at the next mobile source committee meeting is to hear the facility-based measures that are going to go in March. There's a lot of interest.
I think it might take past 9:20.
Yes, and might take a larger room or overflow. So we're looking into, the logistics of that, just so people know that this date is subject, and date and time are subject to further
Right,
consideration.
yes, that's gonna be a big one. Okay, so still record time at 9:21 a.m. I like to reflect on the record, and certainly let Dr. Parker know. And we will consider ourselves adjourned.